Welcome to this explainer. Okay, I am so incredibly excited to have you here today. We're taking some really recent, totally eye-opening cybersecurity reports and breaking them down into simple, empowering steps that you can take right now to protect your business. And honestly, the best part, you absolutely do not need a computer science degree or some massive IT budget to make your livelihood secure. It's really just about knowing what to look for.
Now, don't worry if the word cybersecurity sounds a bit intimidating. We're keeping it super focused today on just 4 specific areas: unmasking inbox illusions, spotting official-looking fakes, phone and social media traps, and finally, scam-proofing your mindset. Let's just jump right in.
Section 1. Unmasking inbox illusions, defeating daily digital deception. Let's start exactly where I know you spend the vast majority of your workday, your email inbox.
You know, attackers absolutely love using high-pressure subject lines like requested payoff statement received or is this still your number? They basically want you to panic and act without thinking. But spoiler alert, your actual boss already has your phone number and they definitely don't need you to urgently buy $500 in gift cards for a quote-unquote client meeting. Unless, it's a really weird client. These illusions can look so incredibly convincing. You might see a perfectly branded Google Workspace e-signature request or official-looking formatting claiming your Microsoft 365 password is expiring. Sometimes these even come from a real colleague's email account that actually got hacked. Scammers use that pre-existing trust to ask you for a wire transfer or to trick you into typing your login credentials into a fake website. And this brings us to a fascinating, kind of sneaky new tactic called subscription bombing. Normally, you can spot a real invoice from a client pretty easily, right? But during an attack, scammers will suddenly flood your email with thousands of legitimate-looking newsletter signups all at once. It's basically a smokescreen. They're trying to bury a fake invoice they just sent you, or even worse, hide a real fraud alert from your bank and all that chaotic noise. But here's the good news. You have a completely foolproof magic weapon against all of these inbox tricks. If something feels even slightly off or unnecessarily urgent, just follow these steps. Step 1, pause. Just take a breath and do not click the link. Step 2, if it's about an account, open a new browser tab and type the website in yourself. And step 3, verify the request by calling the vendor or your colleague directly using a phone number you already know for a fact is real. You can also set up some really easy set-it-and-forget-it automated defenses. First, enable two-factor authentication, or 2FA, on your accounts, meaning you just need a quick code from your phone to log in. It is literally one of the strongest shields you have. Also, set up a rule that routes your important bank emails into a specific, safe folder, so they never get lost in a subscription bombing attack. And always do your research before engaging with those high-pressure, unsolicited business coaching offers that just pop up in your inbox. Moving on to Section 2, spotting official-looking fakes, government impersonators in your mail. Let's see how this whole thing builds from the digital world right into your physical mailbox. Take a look at this comparison. We recently saw a report from a fellow business owner who filed a federal trademark. Almost instantly, they got physical mail from incredibly official-sounding acronyms like ATP, MPO, and STP. These letters actually featured the business's trademarked logo and demanded over $1,000 for, quote, publication services. But here's the truth. These are just third-party companies selling optional, largely unnecessary services. They have zero connection to the real U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. And we see the exact same tactic used in emails claiming that your state annual report filing window is open. These scammers pull public records, right? So the email will include your real business address and your actual formation date to look highly legitimate. They try to pressure you with the threat of state penalties into paying heavily inflated fees just to have them handle the filing for you. So the crucial takeaway here is this. Ignore the scary urgency. Step 1, treat urgent government threats with total skepticism. Step 2, whenever you get a notice about a filing or a fee, bypass the solicitation entirely and go straight to the official .gov website, like your state secretary of state. And step 3, never ever pay via an unsolicited mailed solicitation. All right, Section 3, phone and social media traps. Hanging up on the noise. It is time to tackle the traps waiting for you right on your smartphone, both when it rings and when you're innocently scrolling through your feeds. Have you ever picked up the phone from an unknown number and a voice immediately asks, "Can you hear me?" Or, "Is this the business owner?" Well, if you say yes, you might be falling right into a trap. This "can you hear me" scam is quite literally designed to record you saying the word yes so they can use your voice as verbal authorization for shady things like vacation packages or extended warranties. The most empowering thing you can do here is to remember that you're the one in control. Step 1, just don't answer unknown numbers. Let them go to voicemail. Step 2, if you do pick up and are asked a simple yes or no question by someone you don't know, simply hang up the phone. You do not owe an unknown caller a single second of your valuable time. And step 3, if you want to take it a step further, report that number right to the Better Business Bureau. Moving over to social media, get this. According to the Federal Trade Commission, Americans lost a staggering $2.1 billion to social media scams in 2025 alone. That is billion with a B. It's an eightfold increase over recent years. Platforms we use every single day, like Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram, are unfortunately filled with sophisticated traps. For small businesses, this usually looks like shopping scams pushing fake, deeply discounted products or counterfeit brands. It looks like investment scams hiding in private groups, using totally fabricated testimonials to push fraudulent opportunities. And sadly, it also includes romance scams, where they spend months building deep trust with a victim, only to eventually ask for money or steer them toward a fake crypto platform. Because, nothing says true love like Bitcoin, right? To shield your business on social media, you really just need a few basic habits. Step 1, tighten up your social media privacy settings so your public info isn't easily harvested. Step 2, make it a hard rule to avoid investment advice from strangers on the internet, no matter how convincing their screenshots look. And step 3, always research unfamiliar sellers before you ever enter your payment information. Finally, we arrive at section 4, scam-proofing your mindset, removing the stigma of being targeted. Because the technology changes every single day, but how we view cybersecurity matters more than anything else. It is incredibly crucial to understand that modern scams are sophisticated, highly targeted, and designed by professionals to trick absolutely anyone. Falling for a scam is not a sign of low intelligence. So often, cybercrime victims are unfairly blamed or they feel deeply ashamed. But I want to make this crystal clear. These are not clumsy, obvious tricks anymore. They are full-time engineered attacks using human psychology to work on everyone. Because of that unfair shame, many business owners just stay quiet when they're targeted. But staying silent only benefits the scammers, right? It stops the community from warning each other. So step 1, if you get targeted, tell someone you trust. Step 2, report it officially to the Federal Trade Commission so they can track the trends. And step 3, above all else, remember that being attacked by a professional criminal is absolutely not your fault. You've got this. You now have the exact tools and the practical knowledge to unmask these illusions, ignore the noise, and protect the livelihood you've worked so incredibly hard to build. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final, very important question to consider. Which simple step, whether it's turning on two-factor authentication today or promising to always open a new tab instead of clicking a link, which step will you take today to make your business unshakable?